Good evening, viewers. Just 1 second, okay. Good evening, viewers. Thank you for joining today's webinar, curated exclusively for you amidst the new COVID-19 variant by Team Remarkable Education. Yes, life is not what you have it. It's always what you actually make it, isn't it? With these wise words, let's directly dive into our today's topic for discussion. That is art from recovering from failures. Yes, we all have been looking at it, we all have been facing it, but then we don't know. You know what? Being a career counselor, even many a times, this one thing which comes to my mind, we all know that if we have fever, we can have paracetamol. If we are into cold, we know to take D-cold or citrazine or many medicines. But then what if we are facing certain challenges? So where to go and how to face? Today, we all will be discussing about it. So with these things, our speaker for today's live stream and deep rooted in the field of writing, psychology, academic development, blog writing, and inspiration for many all out there. So, our speaker for today, one and only, Dr. Arjun Singh Sakla sir, educational psychology, educational development, social media blog writer, and youth inspirational. So he's been inspiring the youth since long, and he's also associated with Lucky Group of Institution and helping all the students out there as a principal. Let me tell you a bit more about him. So he actually graduated with a distinction and honors and achieving a gold medal classical Sanskrit language. Dr. Arjun Singh Sakla sir has post-graduated in 6 other subjects and completing with his master's degree in English, Sanskrit, Hindi, political science, management, and education. He has also been awarded with PhD in education. His journey has definitely been an instance of inspiration for youngsters. He has been associated with Lucky Group of Institution and Professional Studies, Jodhpur, on the designation of principal for almost 2 decades. Having an instinctive predilective for writing, that he is a prolific writer and published almost 11 books, mainly dealing with educational psychology, development, and youth inspiration. Also, he has delivered talks, conducted workshops, and addressed conferences on many stages and platforms. A very, very, very warm welcome, sir, on stage. Please say a few words.
Thank you so much. And I'm really happy on this platform of Remarkable Education. And here on this topic, a special topic which really is of my interest, that is how to overcome the failure. So talking of the failure and the success, first let's discuss something about what exactly failure is and what success is. So it is very often said, I think I'm audible, I'm clearly audible. I must ask first. Hello?
Loud and clear, sir.
Yeah, okay, thank you. So success or failure, that doesn't happen overnight. So success also comes because of the small efforts done by somebody in a positive way, and small successes coming together, one day it becomes a big success. And the failure also, it also happens in the same way. So not many small failures ultimately coming together become a big failure. So it never happens overnight. It is just the result of so many failures, small failures, that ultimately results into a big failure. So what exactly makes the success and what exactly makes the failure? As you just a minute ago, you told one of the favorite sentences of mine, the favorite, you can say, motto of mine, that life is not what you have it, it's always what you make it. So how you make your life, that all depends on you. So there are several things which will certainly help us if we focus on these things, which will somewhere help us in overcoming the failure. So what are those things which help us in overcoming the failure? See, the most important thing is, uh, whenever somebody fails in some field, it is quite likely, because to error is human. Anybody can fail in any field. And the important thing is what you have to do when you fail somewhere in something. Say it may be a very small thing, it may be a big failure, but the most important thing, the first thing which you have to focus on always, that is that you keep yourself busy in something. You keep yourself busy means, if the empty, it is very often said that the empty mind is a devil's workshop. So when your mind is empty, then a lot many negative thoughts start coming into your mind. So it's always advisable that whenever you fail in something, you keep yourself busy. You may be busy in doing something, some or other thing. So that will somewhere deviate you from the negative kind of things. And when the negative kind of things do not occur in your mind, then there is always a likelihood that you will come over that hindrance and you will come alive again. So it's very important that you keep yourself busy, or you keep yourself engaged in several things. And the other important thing, because we are talking about the obstacles, the hindrances, or you can the things which actually hinder you, deter you in becoming successful again. So the second important thing we talk about, so whenever we face failure, it is quite likely life will always be like life. So the failure are quite likely at many stages of life. So the next time when you are planning, so in Sanskrit also it is said that yatne krite yadina siddhyati ko atra dosha. If you do something and even when the result is not achieved, you are not getting accomplished in the task, then you do it with a rigorous effort, again planning something in a better way. So the next day or the other plan which you are making, once you have failed and you are again redesigning something, replanning something, then you somewhere have to do the thorough research. If you do not do the thorough research the next time, then again the result will be the same. So the important thing about replanning means the next stage, as the Sanskrit adage is that yatne krite yadina siddhyati ko atra doshah. So ko atra doshah means, many negative interpreters they said that you were nowhere to be blamed about it. So you just keep quiet now. It was fated to you. Those who are very positive in their approach, they always believe that no, what exactly was the fault in the system, and again redesign it, make make it very meticulous. And once it is meticulous, if this research is done by you, then certainly the plan will be different. So whenever you are making another effort, then certainly you have to do something in a very planned way. So the replanning needs a lot of research, very, very, very necessary. And once when the person fails, one thing happens to it is quite a natural phenomena that most of the people will somewhere be low of energy. They will become sluggish in their efforts. They will feel lethargic about their upcoming projects and so many other things. The most important thing about the situation we face in a failure, that we do not have to be lethargic about anything. Means we somewhere have to control our consciousness. If that consciousness is under control, and if we are not lethargic, even when we have failed, still we are very enthusiastic about what we are doing, then there is always a chance, there is always a certainty that you will come over that difficult phase of life, and very soon you will be again uh, that wonderful person which you exactly are. But the failure sometimes that makes you lethargic, that makes you somewhere broken down, that makes you unenthusiastic, that is quite natural. It is quite natural that the person will fall into that stage of mind frame. But somewhere make a deliberate effort that you do not fall down in your consciousness. You still is under the control of your mind. Means most of the things you think that always goes into the positive side. You have to ensure this thing. So that is very important. And the next point that makes really very important issue, that is make a combination of intelligence and labor. So next time it sometimes happens that in a hasty manner or because of the circumstances didn't allow us to do our best. So in that way, in Sanskrit, it is said that dishana shram sanyogah sarva karyesu siddhidah. Dishana shram sanyogah sarva karyesu siddhidah. Adishana shramah vyartah. Ashramah dishana vyartah. This is a very popular sloka in Sanskrit. This says that whenever you are doing something, so always combine your labor with intelligence. And if intelligence is not combined with the labor, then it will not bear any fruit. So to come out with the flying colors, to come out or obtain the great success, it's always a combination of intelligence and labor. So on paper, if you have some precise planning, if you have some meticulous planning, then I think you will never be in a problem. So the important thing is that you make a combination of intelligence and labor. So how you can use,
Absolutely.
hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay,
Absolutely.
so making a combination of intelligence and labor, that certainly will ensure that you're going to be certainly successful all walks of life. So there is no doubt about that. So making that combination is a wonderful thing which you can do, and you can come alive again. So one thing that is very important. So when people fail, they become nervous, and it is quite natural that people become nervous. So becoming nervous at failure, it should not happen. A good horseman stumbles, and those ships which only sail at the cool and quiet water, they will never be the great ships. The great ships and then only they just carry on to their test abilities, then only they are called the great ships. So success everywhere, that doesn't really happen. Everywhere you will not get success, because life will always be like life. So success everywhere means that your goal somewhere is too small. You have not made a wonderful goal, a goal which is worth making. So the important thing is that you will not get success everywhere. And intermittently, if some failures are occurring, then it is quite natural. Such things will certainly happen to you, and you do not have to worry about such things because it's because of the failures that we get to learn so many things. So this is also very important, that make your goals very big. Those big goals certainly will have some of the problems which are quite likely. So make the goal bigger, and there is a likelihood of problems to come in that way. So do not worry
Absolutely.
about it.
So we
Okay.
are getting a lot of questions from the students.
Yes, please, please.
So if I can ask a few, there's one question
Yes.
this child is asking us. Um,
Hmm.
what are the ways of actually overcoming such failures? Because they have been facing such challenges in their life. And
Mm-hmm.
they even know that these are the challenges, these are the failures they had, but how to overcome that? कैसे
Yes,
आगे बढ़?
I'm coming on to that point. because I'm just talking something in the background, then I'm coming on to that point only. So, as I told, that the most important thing whenever you commit a mistake means you have entered into a failure. How to overcome that? A very simple formula, I think, that is that when you commit a mistake, bravely admit that mistake or that failure. Means you have to acknowledge it. Somewhere you have to talk to yourself that, yeah, it was a failure of mine. Even when it is humiliating, you have to accept it and broadly accept it without any hesitation, even when it is humiliation. Accept it, and several things we need to correct them. Then you have to correct those things which you have done exactly as a failure. When you were in the process of doing that task, several things which you committed as a mistake. And the last important thing is that you do not repeat those mistakes. You do not repeat those mistakes. So whenever the failure occurs in your life, so it's an event. I always say that failure is an event which enriches your experience. So when you have failed, this means that some chapter is going to be added in your life now. Now you are enriched with your knowledge. Now you are somewhere, you have gone one step ahead of those people, those who haven't failed. So very often this example is quoted of Thomas Alva Edison. So Thomas Alva Edison, you all know that he invented the bulb, the electricity bulb. So once one of the friends of Thomas Alva Edison reached and said in a just mood that, Mr. Alva, now you and me are the same person. You also know how to light an electricity bulb. Me also know how to light an electricity bulb. So you have done a lot of efforts over the years. So you know, everything now is in vain because we both know the same thing and you toiled a lot for the same. Then Alva Edison explained to his friend, Mister, you only know one way by which the bulb is lit, but I have in my mind some 999 ways by which the bulb doesn't work. The bulb is not electrified. So I'm richer to you in experience. So whenever any failure comes, that's what I'm saying, that you just make a note of the things that what exactly failed you, what exactly it was that was between your success and your starting. So that thereby you will become a very rich person, and that enriching experience will help you in the next step you are going to take in the field. So that is very important. And one important thing, overcoming the failure will certainly bring several things in your mind. Means failure is going to bring some grief. You know, you'll become quite mournful, you'll become quite low in energy, and your happiness will be snatched away from you. This will happen, and it is quite likely, as I tell. So very smartly, when you overcome your grief, or maybe when you are in your control of your happiness, when you are in control of the grief, then certainly it is that you can control everything. So when you control your grief, when you control your happiness, both of these emotions, then certainly you can do that energized efforts again. So controlling your emotions is very very important. And how you can control it, that again comes the question. So that question is very important, how you can control your grief. Because when somebody is in grief, then I think if you know that my grief can be controlled if I listen to Lata Mangeshkar, if I listen to Mukesh, these are the ways. If I go to the rooftop, then I'll become happy again. If I just take my bike and take a long ride, I'll become happy again. So that way you just control yourself, the negative emotions of yours. So the positive emotions will make way, and thereby you will come over the grief situation, the grief stricken situation. and certainly the things will go the right way from that point. And many a times, once you failed, that's not the end of the life. There are a lot many other fishes in the sea. If once has slipped out of your hand, there is a chance that you will get a better one. So make this statement always: I choose to make the rest of my life the best of my life. This statement is very, very important when the failure comes. I choose to make the rest of my life the best of my life. Means the remaining part of life, when once you are very rich in experience, once you have faced the bitter fruit, there is always a likelihood, there is always a chance that having tasted that bitter fruit, you will always enjoy the luscious, the delicious fruits in upcoming life. Because the steps which you have as an experience, then that enriched experience, those hurdles, those things you have faced in your life as an experience, they will certainly be the foundation. So once you have the foundation of failure, then there is a possibility that you can build some of the towering buildings or some of the biggest towers. So, many towers which are situated in different parts of the world, the minaret of Pisa and the Qutub Minar, lot many other buildings, they have some 60% of the stone or the iron laid in the foundation. So failure, consider them that always it's a foundation. Most of the failures which do not discourage you are really laying a great foundation for the upcoming success in your life. That I say. So I think if there are some other questions, they can also put. Is there any other question? I'll somewhere include that also in my
So many,
upcoming.
way many questions, sir. So the next question, which the students have been asking, how do you encourage innovative ideas? Because see, in that particularly, they've been facing challenges and failures. But looking at their family, teachers, trainers, been guiding them. But something, if you come up with innovative, unique, hardly people support that, and then they face challenges. So how much do you support that? और किस तरीके से वो उसमें आगे बढ़ सकते हैं? So this is one question. I have almost 20 questions here. So please.
Okay, okay. One or two questions you can also put intermittent. I think intermittently I'll be addressing those also.
Sure.
Hmm.
And the
Okay,
next,
let's first talk.
please
Yes,
go ahead.
please. Huh. So somewhere I got your question that was about that a lot many challenges of the family when once you have faced and the goal which you have made and the family support you do not get something like this. I think the question was of that sort somewhere.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. So always these problems will certainly come in your way when you are going on one path. A lot many challenges and problems, these problems are quite likely and they will come in your way. And this is how we enjoy our success, because overcoming all these hindrances and then testing the success, that makes the success really seem good, that makes the success really seem bright. So when the family people are opposing you, when this challenge is there before you, that the family people are not supporting you, and you are also in the lack of resources and some such similar problems, you only have to remember one thing, that who you are, that is the most important thing, that who you are, this will completely change the scenario. Once you realize your confidence, once you realize that what you are made of, what iron is there, what gold is there, and what sort of mind is there in you, and what you can take out of yourself, that is so important. And if this thing is remembered by any one of us, then I think there is no looking back. Whatever hindrance comes in your way, be it family, be it friends, be it enemies, be it the different negative situations, but you will overcome. So when you are going on that path where somewhere you are facing a great challenge, then you have to be very, very different. You have to be greatly skilled. You have to be a wonderful person. You have to be a courageous person. You have to be brave enough to face all these situations. Those skills you must always be equipped with. So that is the game changer. So you always remember who you are. So the biggest entangling question one can ask oneself is that who am I? If you know the answer of who am I, then I think you do not need the help of the other peoples. So you will become a majority. Being a single person, you will also become a majority. So a single person can become majority if somebody knows who am I. So who am I is the biggest question one can ask oneself, and certainly if this question is well known to any of us, then I think whatever comes, whether it rains or shines, but we'll certainly find our way out. Yes, other questions, please. I would like to address the questions.
Sure, sir. So the next question which I have is, how do you mentors? I mean, how do these mentors deal with their failures? They must have also faced all these challenges. So they also had number of challenges. I believe the student is trying to ask that if you have faced these challenges, how did you overcome out of all those?
You seem to say that the personal experience of mine when I faced the.
Yes, absolutely. आपके
Okay,
लाइफ
thank you.
challenges and then हमने कैसे उनसे ओवरकम किया?
Okay. So, I've also failed on lot many occasions in my life, and I'm just simply telling you that what were the ways I overcame those failures. You know, when I just graduated, then I appeared in one examination of it was of police. So I just, cleared everything. But when the final result came out, because of some reason, I was not selected. So it was really very, very disappointing that I could have become a police sub inspector, but somehow because of several things which didn't work the right way, and always it happens. So everything doesn't go as planned. So, but for one day, I became really nervous, and somewhere I got lost in so many thoughts. But ultimately, I realized that there are a lot of things to do in this world. I analyzed my capabilities, I analyzed my potentialities, I analyzed my prospective plans, and everything. Then I came to know it was simply a small goal I missed. There are a lot many other goals which match my capabilities, which match my potentialities, which match my caliber, which match my power. And then ultimately I rose again with vigorous efforts. And the other day, when the new sun arose in the eastern horizon, I started all things altogether in a different way, forgetting that past. And whenever somebody mentioned that event that you felt, alas, you could have made it, and I never heard all these things and started making something different, and I almost forget, and I just became resolute about it that I have to get something bigger than what I exactly lost, and that hope ultimately gave me some different opportunities. Then I became a teacher, and I'm very, very, very happy that I'm now a teacher, and doing wonderful with the students, enjoying my actual talent. Somewhere I just came to know this is a kind of self realization. Now I'm having that this is what exactly I was seeking. Somewhere when you have this fulfillment in your mind that कभी कभी आपको कोई पूछता है ना कि व्हाट एग्जैक्टली यू वांट टू बिकम, then it's a Bollywood kind of song that when the success comes before you and looking at the success you start singing, हाँ तुम बिल्कुल वैसी हो जैसा मैंने सोचा था. So when this kind of achievement comes to you, then you forget those small failures. So that's what I'm saying, that someday you will be attaining something bigger than what exactly you have lost recently. So do not regret those small things which you lost. Yes. Yeah. Should I continue or are there other questions?
So, our next question, which students would like to understand. So, obviously, we all have faced challenges. Now, how can we actually motivate ourselves to get work done after trying many things and falling over and over again? So, obviously, they must have tried. I believe there's one thing which students have been facing, that they don't know which route to go, and then they keep on trying from one track to another track and third track, and they keep on failing again and again. So then how to keep themselves, keep on motivating themselves? This motivation is also required, and I believe today itself in the morning, आज एक student के साथ में this one thing was there. she she really wants to be a doctor, and she's a very bright child, but still she's facing challenges, and somewhere around she's losing this confidence or motivation in herself, and again that constantly happens with her. So if you can share this thing as well. This question is from her itself. Over to you, sir.
Okay. Okay. See, focus on being productive always instead of being busy. There are a lot many people, they say that we are busy, but say always keep yourself productive. Take an account of every minute of your life. Rather, uh, you can say that the precious part of life that is being taken by one round of sun, that will never come again in your life. The most important thing it is that will never come. So always be smart in your goals. When you are not focused, sometimes when you are silly selling between two or three ideas, those ideas will take you nowhere. So in all situations, उदेति सविता ताम्र ताम्रये वस्तमेति च, सूर्य उगते वक्त भी लाल होता है और अस्त होते वक्त भी लाल होता है. तो जब आप when you have lost something, then also you do not have to lose your energy. You do not have to become low in energy. Still keep it alive, because several things which you have lost. You have given me the example of that lady who just wanted to become a doctor. This is a similar case with many students. When most of the students prepare for IIT, JEE, and then they do not get the success, they become quite hopeless, they become quite nervous. It should not happen. Most of the people, those who are doing wonderful in their life, they never lost their hopes. You can take many examples. I'm not just going to quote those things. You can take the example of Elon Musk recently, Jack Ma. You can take the example. You can take the example, very often quoted example of Abraham Lincoln. You can take example of Obama. You can take example of our Prime Minister Modi. You can take example of lot many people, those who were quite moderate in their beginning. They faced a lot of problems, but keeping oneself motivated is solely a thing which you can help yourself only. Means no other people will be in the situation to help you on that aspect. You will be the sole decider of the things, whether you have to be happy or you have to be nervous in that situation. So always one very important thing that you have to keep in mind, that दुनिया बहुत सुंदर है, दुनिया के अंदर अनगिनत संभावनाएं हैं, और दुनिया के अंदर है नहीं है, पूरी दुनिया आपके भीतर है. So a complete world is within you, and you can find it out first within you. Then once you have visualized within you, then you will be realizing it. You will be making a complete replica of the same in the materialistic world around. So, in this materialistic world, it's a complete game of mind. If your mind is completely taken over by you, if it is controlled by you, if you have several switches somewhere which you know where it is, which one to switch on and which one to switch off, then I think there is no failure in life. And even when the failure comes, you will very smilingly accept it, you will learn from it, and that will, a moment, that will become not a failure but an experience. So that's how life goes on. So always keep with such friends, those who make you positive. Be with such books which make you positive. Listen to that music which make you positive. Sit at such place which makes you positive. If you keep yourself shut in a room and just fall on the bed and start weeping, not talking to the other people, not eating food, that sort of thing will bring negativity. So this is, I always call, a cowardly behavior. It's always advisable that even in that situation, you keep yourself in flying colors. Go to the rivers, go to the mountains, just sing a song there, and the things will utterly change. The important thing is being motivated, and that motivation comes from within. And being focused is also, that's why very many people say that make your goal always smart. It is always specific. It should always be measurable. It should always be attainable. It should always be relevant, and it should always be time bound. So this will somewhere help you to achieve something which you have designed in your mind, to achieve something. Many a times what happens that parents make a goal and it is enforced on the students. This is not the right way. Always when the student makes a goal, then the half of the battle is won. So that is the most important thing. Yes, please. Any other question, please?
Nothing as such. I believe you have covered a lot. But does mental health, I mean, failure affect the mental health as well? I would say yes. One thing where the child is asked the question, so one should monitor their thought process, notice the negative ones, and then consciously replace the negative ones with the positive ones. That is surely there, because negativity is the process of getting into an unintended rut. Negativity can lead to stagnation, leaving you feel stuck in your life and uh, lessening your joy. So the most efficient way is to improve the circumstances of your own daily life, and is to upgrade the thoughts that play in your mind, or probably if it is negative, so replace them with positive, and put that in your habit. So habituality inside of your mind will help you. That's from my side, but I would request Sirs and Drake, because he's more experienced in this. So
See, it's not the load that breaks you down, it's the way you carry it. Onto this very important question of yours, that it's not the load that breaks you down, it's the way you carry it. Say, for example, if you carry some 10 kg in two fingers, how long you will carry it? Probably after some meters, you will feel that load and you will put it down. And if you carry that 10 kg load somewhere on the head, somewhere on the shoulder, it's just a possibility that you can carry up to 10 kilometers, up to 20 kilometers. And if you can tie it on your back, if you can put it in the bag, if you can put it on head, on shoulder, and if you simply carry hanging it in the hand, then probably some meters you will take it. So this is how life goes on. This is how our mental makeup or breakup, whatever it is, it goes on. How you take it, if you take all that load in your mentality, in your mind, and you constantly keep it going, so how you carry that load, whether it was in heart, in mind, and wherever, in which part of mind, which chemicals were affected by that load, and how you felt because of that load, and how smartly you can take away that load of mind. So there are two ways of opening that lock. Either you can break it by a hammer, taking the hammer, or you can take smartly the key and open it in a very scientific and in a very wise manner. So choose always those ways which open the lock through the key. Do not break it with a hammer. Yeah, if need be, certainly the hammer is also needed there, but most of the situations are not like that. You have taken the load the negative way, you have taken the load the wrong way. So do not you know do not carry much of the loads of the things and those bad experiences. You do not inculcate, or you do not force it into your mind. Most of the things, when you keep filling in your minds, then a day comes that really, because sariram adyam khalu dharma sadhanam, it is said in Sanskrit also. So if your body is sound, your mind will also be sound, and if your mind is sound, your body will certainly be sound. So both the things coming together work. So always acclimatize the neurons of your mind, which they and thereby they will always be in the positive, the positive chemicals segregated in the mind that will certainly help you. So the important thing is how you carry the load. The way you carry it, that will determine that whether the success or the failure.
Very true, sir. Rightly said. Very rightly
Yeah.
said. Now, the from my end, I believe you have covered everything. But the last important question this child is asking, that on which aspect people focus more. I know success is more important on failure, but still, how do they try to focus more on success or on failure? So it's difficult for them. They always look for success, and everyone does, but then they're more scared of failure at the same time, and that sometimes push them out of the competition. And even if they face, there's a fear of failure which comes to their mind. So if you can help them in this particular way.
देखिए, यहाँ पर एक बहुत महत्वपूर्ण बात है कि जीवन में जिसको हम कह रहे हैं ना कि संघर्ष और सफलता, संघर्ष और इस सफलता के इस दांव पेच के अंदर सफलता से ज्यादा महत्वपूर्ण जीवन के अंदर संघर्ष होता है. Means that fighting spirit in you that is bigger than that success. Because सफलता तो सिर्फ आपको एक एहसास की तरह मिल जाएगी, लेकिन अगर संघर्ष है तो आपके मस्तिष्क में तर्क उत्पन्न होगा. Means that will nourish a kind of rationality, that will somewhere nourish your mind with prudence. So very important it is that आपके जीवन में अगर संघर्ष है तो वो सफलता से एक बड़ी खबर है. सफलता तो मीठे पकवान की तरह आपको मिल जाएगी, लेकिन संघर्ष जीवन में है तो फिर वो आपके एक सात्विक उपवास की तरह है. संघर्ष पेड़ की जो जड़ें होती है ना, उन जड़ों का ब्रह्मलीन आनंद है संघर्ष. सफलता तो पेड़ के ऊपर जो पत्ते होते हैं उनकी तरह होती है, जिनमें पतझड़ होता है, जिन पर तुषारापात होता है, वो पत्तियां मैली भी होती है. सफलता वैसी होती है क्योंकि वो ऊपर दिखती है, लेकिन संघर्ष उन जड़ों की तरह होता है, आत्मलीन ब्रह्मलीन जड़ें, और उन जड़ों पे वो सफलता टिकी हुई होती है. तो अपने संघर्ष को कभी भी मत आंको. और हम लोग रिपीटेडली जो चीजें हमारी जिंदगी में कर लेते हैं, है ना, वो वैसे ही हम बन जाते हैं. सो एक्सीलेंस अगर अचीव करना है तो you just may have to make a habit of you have to make a habit of doing several small things, positive things, and small successes you have to get, then a bigger success, because testing small successes ultimately will lead you to bigger successes. So very important it is. अगर आप संघर्ष कर रहे हैं, देखिए सफलता जब मिलती है तो वो तो एक परिमाण है, मतलब परिणाम है, सॉरी, एक परिणाम है कि वो आपको मिल गया. मींस अल्टीमेटली दैट वाज द रिजल्ट. लेकिन आप संघर्षरत हैं तो संघर्षरत रहने का मतलब है कि वो अपरिगणित परिमाण है। उस संघर्ष से आपको कुछ भी मिल सकता है। आप उस संघर्ष से कुछ भी बन सकते हैं, क्योंकि आप अभी संघर्षरत हैं। सफलता से तो आपको, यानी सफलता एक तरह से अंतिम है ना। सफलता तो अंतिम होती है, लेकिन संघर्ष जो है वो अनंत है। संघर्ष अनंत है। तो जहां अनंत अंतिम से बड़ा होता है, तो अनंत निश्चित तौर पर अंतिम से बड़ा होता है, बशर्ते कि सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट बात, द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग इज दैट उस संघर्ष को करने की जो स्पिरिट है वो हमारे अंदर जिंदा है। सो इफ दैट स्पिरिट इज अलाइव, then I think you are a wonderful person. You never need any motivational word from the other people. You do not need any consultation. You do not need anything, because you are such a person who is self motivated, because you are such a person who is self learned, that will ultimately be a marvelous, a wonderful person. So I would here like to recite some of the lines of the poem which create some sort of hope in the individuals who are broken somewhere at some stage. So, रात रात भर जब आशा का दीप मचलता है, तम से क्या घबराना, सूरज रोज निकलता है। कोई बादल रवि रथ को कब तक भरमाएगा, ज्योति कलश तो निश्चित ही आंगन में आएगा। द्वार बंद मत करो, भोर रसवंती आएगी। कभी न सतवन, कभी न सतवंती किरणों का चलन बदलता है। तम से क्या घबराना, सूरज रोज निकलता है। So, whenever the darkness comes, you do not have to worry the darkness. तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय। उस अंधकार से हम प्रकाश की ओर जिस दिन चलने के लिए उद्यत होते हैं, उस अंधकार में हम प्रकाश को ढूंढते हैं। आंखें जब अंधकार में होती है तो ज्यादा प्रयास पूर्वक देखती है। इस बात से यह स्पष्ट होता है कि जब हम कठिनाइयों में होते हैं, जब हम मुसीबतों में होते हैं, तो आंखों की पुतलियां भी फैल करके ज्यादा जोर दे करके देखती है। इसका मतलब प्रकृति हमें अतिरिक्त शक्ति दे रही है। प्रकृति हमें कुछ नए प्राण से सिंचित कर रही है। आप एक जंगली चूहा देखते हैं, घरेलू चूहा देखते हैं, जंगली चूहे की फुर्ती देखिए। जरा सी हरकत से वो कहां फुर्ती से 1-2 किलोमीटर दूर चला जाता है, और उस बहुत मुश्किल होता है उसको पकड़ना, क्योंकि बहुत फुर्तीला होता है। उसने जीवन में बहुत संघर्ष सहे, उसने जीवन में सारा सब कुछ अपने स्किल से सीखा है। घरेलू चूहे को सब कुछ सीधा मिला है, तो बहुत लेथार्जिक, बहुत स्लगिश और बहुत स्लोथफुल होता है। तो आप ये समझिए, सदैव ये अंतर रहेगा। जिन लोगों ने जिंदगी को बहुत आसान बना रखा है, उस आसानी से जिंदगी कहीं न कहीं कमजोर होती है। जिंदगी में अपने इरादों को भी मजबूत रखिए, अपनी मानसिकता को भी मजबूत रखिए, अपने विचारों को भी मजबूत रखिए। क्योंकि अगर आप कमजोरी में बैठे बैठे केवल इंतजार कर रहे हैं कि मुझे कुछ आएगा, अब थोड़ी देर बाद जहाज आएगी, मैं उसमें बैठ के चला जाऊंगा, तो फिर आपको उतना ही मिलेगा जितना लोगों ने छोड़ दिया है। आपको उतना पाना है जितना आप खुद पाना चाहते हो। तो मुझे लगता है कि आपको ये इंतजार नहीं करना चाहिए कि वन डे और डे वन। कभी कभी हम सोचते हैं कि एक दिन मैं ऐसा कर लूंगा। नो, यू स्टार्ट दोज थिंग्स फ्रॉम डे वन। कल से शुरू कीजिए, या कल क्यों, आज। काल करे सो आज कर, आज करे सो अब, पल में प्रलय होएगी, बहुरी करेगो कब, कब करेंगे। सो let it not be one day, make it day one. Means this is the day I've started and there is no stopping now. So collect all those things which help you in growing. Collect all those things which will help in your self realization. Be with all those things which will help you in becoming a successful person, and start your journey on the very same day when that thought has occurred in your mind. That is the most important thing. You have to decide it, whether it is one day or day one. that will either make you or break you. That is the beautiful part of the journey. So here again, the favorite lines of mine, said by Kumar Bechen. I would again like to recite those beautiful lines. So, so I'm audible. I think a lot of bigger gap has come.
No, you are loud and clear, sir.
Okay, thank you.
And I would request you, sir, my lines too, please.
Hello, which one?
My lines too, my favorite lines from your end.
Okay, okay, thank you. So I would like to recite those beautiful lines which really have motivated me, and these lines have been a motivating factor for so many other people. Say, कुंवर बेचैन साहब की पंक्तियां हैं। कुंवर बेचैन साहब जो कुमार विश्वास जी है, उनके गुरु रहे हुए हैं, और उन्होंने उनसे पीएचडी की थी। बहुत अच्छे स्कॉलर है। आप कभी उनकी बहुत सारी और कविताएं पढ़िए, हर कविता सिखाती है। दुष्यंत कुमार को पढ़िए, सुभद्रा कुमारी चौहान को पढ़िए, रामधारी सिंह दिनकर को पढ़िए। निश्चित तौर पर बहुत कुछ सीखने को मिलता है। लेकिन मैं अपनी फेवरेट पंक्तियां सुनाता हूं यहाँ पर कि चोट पर चोट देते जाने के लिए शुक्रिया, कि चोट पर चोट देने के लिए शुक्रिया, पत्थर को बुत की शक्ल में लाने के लिए शुक्रिया। मीन्स हथौड़ी छेनी चलती है ना, जब मूर्ति के अंदर निखार आता है, एक पड़ा हुआ पत्थर जो हमेशा नेग्लेक्टेड, उपेक्षित सा पत्थर जो है, उसके अंदर जीवंत होकर के प्राण आ जाते हैं। सो चोट पर चोट देते जाने के लिए शुक्रिया, पत्थर को बुत की शक्ल में लाने के लिए शुक्रिया। बुत यानी मूर्ति। जागा रहा तो कर लिए मैंने बहुत सारे काम, जागा रहा तो कर लिए मैंने बहुत सारे काम, ऐ नींद तेरे न आने का शुक्रिया। आती नहीं तुम राह में तो बनाता क्यों मैं सीढ़ियां, आती नहीं तुम राह में तो बनाता क्यों मैं सीढ़ियां, दीवारों मेरी राह में आने का शुक्रिया, दीवारों मेरी राह में आने का शुक्रिया। सो दीज हर्डल्स, कार के अंदर एक्सेलरेटर इतनी मदद नहीं करता है जितनी आपकी ब्रेक मदद करता है। तो जिंदगी में भी ब्रेक जहां कहीं भी आता है, कठिनाइयां, हर्डल्स, मुसीबतें, उनसे सीखिए, उनसे ही मदद लीजिए। वो आपकी मदद करेंगे तो आप आगे बढ़ते रहेंगे जिंदगी में। कहीं आप इस बात को महसूस करें ना कि जो जितनी भी कठिनाइयां, कील का क्या अस्तित्व होता है, कील दीवार के अंदर जब धंसती है ना, तो उसको धंसने का जो कष्ट होता है, उसके बाद में उस कील में मजबूती आती है। हाँ, तो हमेशा बंधे रहिए किसी किसी एक कष्ट की डोर से, अनुशासन की डोर से बंधे रहिए, तो पतंग आसमान में ऊंची ऊंचाइयों को छुएगी। तो जो हवाओं का जो जोर है, जो पतंग के ऊपर, पतंग को बाधित करता है, लेकिन आप अगर उस पीड़ा रूपी डोर से बंधे हुए, उस अनुशासन रूपी डोर से बंधे हुए हैं, और आप उस कष्ट से बंधे हुए हैं, तो आप निश्चित तौर पर जीवन में आगे बढ़ेंगे। होता है, मैं हमेशा कह रहा हूं, मैं अभी भी कई मामलों में मुझे लगता है कि मैं असफल हो गया, मैं सफल नहीं हुआ, लेकिन मैं टूटता नहीं उस मामले में। मैं तुरंत अपनी योजना को नए तरीके से बना करके फिर से उसको करता हूं, बड़ी चीजें मिलती है। आप असफलता ये मत समझिए कि असफलता किसी परीक्षा में ही होती है। आपने 5 बजे का अलार्म लगाया सुबह उठने के लिए, और आप उस अलार्म को सुनने के बाद भी सो गए, आप असफल हैं। आपने तय किया कि आप रोजाना 5 किलोमीटर घूमेंगे, और आपने 3 दिन बाद में वो पूरा रूटीन तोड़ दिया, आप असफल हैं। आपने ये तय किया कि आप अब दूसरों के सामने झूठे वादे नहीं करेंगे, जो भी वादे करेंगे सच्चे करेंगे, और आपने 2 दिन बाद ही किसी का वादा तोड़ दिया, आप असफल हैं। और लगातार 10-20 इस तरह की असफलता जिस दिन आपके पास इकट्ठी होनी शुरू हुई, एक दिन बहुत बड़े असफल व्यक्ति के रूप में एक व्यक्ति असफल होता है। और ठीक इसी तरह की सफलताएं भी वैसी होती है। आप आज भी सही समय पर उठे, कल भी उठे, परसों भी उठे, और केवल बात उठने की नहीं है। Once you have decided to do something, that I have to go there, I have to do this thing, I have promised that person that thing, I have to do, इस किताब को मैं लाइब्रेरी से लेके आया हूं, 15 दिन में पढ़ के मुझे वापस देनी है, तो आप 15 दिन में उसको पढ़ के वापस दे देते हैं, आप सफल रहे। आपने ये सोचा, और देखिए, और छोटी छोटी असफलताएं, आप ट्रेन को पकड़ने गए और ट्रेन 1 मिनट से मिस हो गई, ट्रेन चली गई, कभी भी किसी असफलता से घबराइए मत। उस ट्रेन के मिस होने के बाद में शांतिपूर्वक एक बार उस स्टेशन पे 10 मिनट 15 मिनट बैठ के उस स्टेशन को एंजॉय कीजिए। कौन कैसे आ रहा है, कौन कुली कैसे जा रहा है, कौन चिल्ला रहा है, कैसे बच्चे ट्रेन में चढ़ रहे हैं, कैसे मुस्कुरा रहे हैं, और उसका आनंद लेके घर आइए। दुनिया आपकी लुटी नहीं है। दूसरी बहुत सारी ट्रेनें इधर उधर आती जाती रहती है। आप अगर निराश होकर के वहां पर पड़े हुए टिन कैन को पत्थर से पैर से मार रहे हैं, कुछ बुदबुदाते हुए अब्यूजिव वर्ड्स बोल रहे हैं, तो कुछ नहीं मिलना है। मिलेगा तभी जब आप असफल हो गए, उसके बाद भी आपका हौसला बुलंद है, आपके भीतर अभी भी वो ऊर्जा मौजूद है, आपके भीतर अभी भी एक लाइट जल रही है, आपके भीतर अभी भी एक फ्लेम है। देखिए, लकड़ियां पेड़ से कट जाने के बाद में आग उनमें ज्यादा जलती है। पेड़ पे लगी हुई लकड़ियों को जलाइए, उसमें आग नहीं जलती है ना। कोयला काला होता है, लेकिन जैसे ही उसके अंदर आप कोई फ्लेम जलाते हैं तो उसका रौद्र रूप देखिए। तो आपके भीतर वो फ्लेम होनी चाहिए, आपके भीतर वो मजबूत इरादे होने चाहिए। वो मजबूत इरादे अगर आपके हैं तो फजले खुदा से तुम्हारे पास किसी चीज की कमी नहीं। फिर इस तरह आंखों में लाओ नमी नहीं। अभी हो गई रात तो क्या देख, घूमती पृथ्वी अभी थमी नहीं। तो घूमती पृथ्वी जब तक नहीं थमेगी तब तक दिन और रात का ये चक्र चलता रहेगा। तो भाग्य की ये जो अर पंक्तियां है, कभी सुख कभी दुख, तो काहे मनवा दुख की चिंता क्यों सताई रे, दुख तो अपना साथी रे। जीवन भर साथ रहता है दुख, निश्चित तौर पर रहेगा, तभी दुख के उपस्थिति से ही हमें सुख का एहसास होता है। तो मुझे लगता है कि मैंने बहुत सारी बातें जो स्टूडेंट चाहते होंगे उनके दिल तक मैं पहुंचा होऊंगा। Probably I might have touched them on raw. Probably I might have addressed some of the questions which were there in the mind of the students. But still, if there are some questions, I can address. Otherwise, most of my lecture I have done with or finished. But still, if there are some questions, I would love to address.
Definitely, sir. You have shared a lot of things. And one thing which I would like to share among all the students out there is purpose is everything. And knowing why you are doing what you are doing, and making your teams, people aware about, or all these things are crucial as a leader. And we all have been thinking, or we get influence from other people. So being purposeful in your life, being purposeful in each activity what you do, that you undertake, can lead you to high performance. And that way definitely आप अपनी failure का जो पायदान है वो कम करते जाते हैं. And deep dive and question yourself to get to the real purpose. What is the purpose of you here in this life? Once you get that, you figure out that, because knowing yourself is equally very important, and know what each action means to you. And that is how, because we are not doing it for results, we are majorly doing it for understanding. And that's where we forget. सर हमेशा गीता की बात करते हैं. सो गीता में लिखा है कर्म कर फल की इच्छा ना रख. इसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि हम रिपोर्ट कार्ड की टेंशन ना करें. डेफिनेटली मेहनत पूरी करनी है, पढ़ाई करनी है. आई एम सो सॉरी, आई थिंक आई वाज ऑन म्यूट. सो रास्ते में बहुत सारे स्पीड ब्रेकर्स आते हैं, बट हमें पता होना चाहिए कि हमें कौन से स्पीड ब्रेकर पे हमें कौन सा गियर प्रेस करना है. सो ये सब कठिनाइयां चलती रहती हैं, छोटी छोटी बातें चलती हैं. एंड आर्ट ऑफ getting things done. So we need to understand a successful leader is one who can get things done, deliver accurately. So plan everything, schedule everything, and no, think more about today rather focusing more about tomorrow. So if you are planning and thinking more about today, you will definitely get the results for tomorrow. So live every day, live every single day. Looking at the current situation, हमारे कोविड में इतनी सारी प्रॉब्लम्स हम लोगों ने फेस करी और सबने साथ रह करके फेस करी. वी वर नॉट अलोन, वी वर देयर विद आर पीपल जिनको हम नहीं भी जानते थे. सो किसी को भी कल का पता नहीं है, तो कल की चिंता ना करके हम आज की चिंता करें, आज को खुशहाली से जिए और 100% दे अपना आज में, तो हमें कल उसका फल जरूर जरूर और बहुत अच्छे से मिलेगा. एंड दिस इज व्हाट आई हैव बीन लिसनिंग सो फार. मेनी अ टाइम्स आई फॉलो सर, एंड सर की जो कुछ लाइनें थी वो मेरी बहुत बहुत ही कीमती लाइनें हैं, जो मैं सर से हर सेशन में जहां हम मिलते हैं आई ऑलवेज रिक्वेस्ट हिम, एंड दैट मोटिवेट्स मी. सो आई बिलीव वो सबको ही मोटिवेट करती हैं. तो जो रास्ते में चैलेंजेस आते हैं, स्पीड ब्रेकर्स आते हैं, बी रेडी. डोंट लुक एट दोस चैलेंजेस, डोंट लुक ऑल दोस स्पीड ब्रेकर्स की इनको हम कैसे क्लाइम करेंगे, राइट? और वन मोर इम्पोर्टेंट थिंग, यस, अ पर्सन आई रियली फॉलो एंड लव, आई हैव हर्ड दिस थिंग फ्रॉम हर, दैट गाय दूध देती नहीं है, गाय दूध देती नहीं है, हमें निकालना पड़ता है. सिमिलरली अपॉर्चुनिटीज मिलती नहीं है, हमें बनानी पड़ती है. So look about the opportunities rather focusing on failure. Look about the areas where you can focus and shine bright. So look upon your niche rather focusing here and there. आप में से जिसने भी पूछा था कि मैं कैसे, कहाँ, और इतने सारे फेलियर्स फेस करने के बाद में, इतने सारे होंगे ही नहीं अगर हम डे वन से फोकस्ड रहेंगे तो. इसीलिए आंधियों से कह दीजिए कि लिमिट में रहें, हम पैरों से नहीं हौसलों से उड़ा करते हैं. विद दिस, thank you so much to all of you. Time actually felt like a pleasant breeze today, you know, and we all enjoyed the session. We are grateful for you, sir, taking out your pleasure time, your important day. It was a little difficult in the initial time. Hamara technical glitches se we could not connect, but I'm sure that it is a value added to all our viewers, those who have connected with us by any means. And I also thank our viewers for joining us today via this StreamYard, via our social media, or to our application in every way. So I'm so thank you and for posting your queries, sharing your questions. And with this, negatively, positively, anything, if you come up with any sort of question, please stay tuned with us, WhatsApp us, message us, even on our Facebook, social media, Instagram, wherever you come up with anything, please keep on sharing with us. We'll be coming up with next speaker once again, and we'll be answering all your queries. With this, goodbye, take care, stay healthy, stay safe, and stay at home if it is not required to be outside. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much.